Assalamu alaikum. I believe this is part 9, okay? And I hope everyone is going through this entire thing, sharing it. This is the most important discussion, honestly, in our Western Islam, okay? And I've gone into enough details to prove that, all right? Now, in the last couple of videos, I kind of directed the discussion, okay, into the culture of quasi-Islam that fools Muslims into thinking that we have Islam in the community. We don't, okay? That thinking that we have a masjid. We don't have a masjid, okay? Islamically speaking, we do not have a masjid. And I even explained a bit about how the mentality and the habits of the so-called imams, okay, the people in the imam position for the Masjid Corporation, okay, is a part of quasi-Islam, okay? And I even explained, that one of the great scholars, one of the great modern scholars, okay, in his time, going back 60 and 70 years ago, was trying to tell the scholars around the world, look, you've got to examine yourselves, you've got to look at reality here, okay? And honestly, until today, that's not happening. And I explained how right at the beginning of the communities in North America that there were those of us trying to build the community on actual Islam, and our advice was rejected. And so the community set up quasi-Islam, okay? But now, through the decades, then you've seen the massive failure of that, and yet the imams continue the same program. But now I'm going to talk about the institution itself, the institution of the masjid. And I've explained, okay, how someone in the community with years of experience, okay, and actual qualifications can walk into the so-called masjid, and you spend so long trying to get your proposal, in front of the board, okay, or approved by the board, and you can't get through it, okay? And this, obviously, when you're trying to solve serious problems in the community and you can't get cooperation with the so-called masjid, okay, you don't have Islam, and you won't solve problems, and you will just perpetuate. And here you are, honestly, very likely going to Jehannam because of the crimes you've committed. And you have people in the community trying to stop it and trying to solve that, and we can't get through. We can't get through, okay? But I'm going to give another example now, okay? And this is just something that just like ties together, okay? I went into one of the North Dallas Masaajid almost a year and a half ago to meet an imam. This imam has become a friend of mine. He's a very sweet guy. We have actually a teacher in common, okay? Someone that I learned from, actually, someone that he and I have both learned from. And back 25 years ago, I was hanging around with this scholar, and I knew actually his father, okay? And had spent time with him back in the 80s. So imagine then I walk into this masjid, and they had put up a billboard because they were having their board elections. And every person running for the board had posted what they thought, the most important thing in the community is. All right. Half of them, half of these daisies, okay, were saying that Islamophobia is the most important thing confronting Muslims in America. Oh my God, okay? When I'm walking in as a convert, representing literally the most important thing in the entire deen, carrying the message that the most important thing in Islam has been ignored and destroyed. And mashallah, the people who are going to be making decisions, and this isn't one message, it's all of them, okay, are so ignorant about Islam that they think Islamophobia is, like the biggest concern in, to Muslims in North America, okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the controller of human hearts. And there have always been human beings who hated Islam and Muslims, okay? But like I mentioned in a previous session, if you want the nusra of Allah, you have to do Islam. And the nusra of Allah is connected to the mission of the converts. And here you are. It's not just that you're ignorant about Islam and you're going to be on the board making decisions about the community, but you're ignorant about the community. There are converts. I've been in this community 33 years. If you don't know not only Islam, but if you don't know the situation that converts have been in for decades, it means that you haven't done community work either. And you're the people running for the board, okay? But now to the rest of the Muslims in the community, you need to understand how devastating this is. Where I've shown that your lifestyle of dunya, 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 and not spending the time to work for Islam, that's 80% of the problem. Another 10% then is poor leadership and having imams who have never done the right analysis, okay, of the situation. And so they became a part of quasi-Islam and perpetuating failure. But then the other 10%, it shows how deeply rooted and deeply cemented your perpetual failure is, because it's in the main institution in your community, the place that you call a masjid, okay? The place that is supposed to be organizing for the work of deen, a place that is supposed to be guided by the fiqh of Islam, and they don't even have a fiqh, okay? A place where converts are supposed to find solutions, and you didn't even start when ISNA is 58 years old. And the North Dallas Arab and Daisy community goes back 50 years, and you didn't even start. And these are the people who are going to be making decisions in your community. Do you see how deeply rooted your failure is? Okay? And that, like I said in a previous session, that the way you are currently set up, it guarantees that you will continue to fail. You will continue. And you will not get the right things done. You will continue to not fulfill the fara'id al-kifayah, you will continue without the Hidayah of Islam. You will continue to destroy the mission of da'wah and the lives of converts, and then you will meet Allah with that written on every page of your book for every day of your life. You are in serious danger. Very serious. Okay? Assalamu alaikum.